Hello students, welcome to the video class for the subject Basic Electrical Engineering. This is for first semester Diploma Engineering students. So in today's class we will discuss about the phase difference. What is this phase difference? In previous class I already told you about the phase. Phase means in previous class I told you about the phase. See, in this case, phase means here the EMF developed by the this coil A having phase omega or theta angle. Okay, so phase, what is phase you already know. So today we will discuss phase difference. Phase, how we calculate, how we decide how much phase difference is there in between the rotation of the two coils. So now consider three similar singleton coils are displaced here, are placed here, and they displaced from each other by angle alpha and beta and rotating in a uniform magnetic field. Okay, with the same angular velocity. So see, in this case what happens, this is A is one coil, B is another coil, C is another coil, displaced, A and B displaced by an angle beta, B and C displaced by an angle omega t, and A is displaced from x-axis by an angle omega t, B and C are displaced by an angle alpha, and A and B displaced by an angle beta. Okay, so the EMF, the waveform of the EMF is induced EMF for A is the drawn here like this, then for B it is like this, then for C it is like this. Okay, so see what happened, the value of induced EMF in the three coils are same, but there is one important difference. What is the difference? What is that difference? The EMF in these coils do not reach their maximum or zero value simultaneously. See, its maximum is A maximum point is here, B maximum point is here, C maximum point is here. Similarly, A 0 point is here, B 0 point is here, C 0 value is here. Okay, so they do not reach their maximum or zero value simultaneously. So but they reach their zero or maximum one after another. So the three sinusoidal waveforms are shown here. These are the three sinusoidal waveform EA, EB, EC. Okay, so it is seen that chord B and C are displaced from chord A by an angle beta and alpha plus beta. See, B is displaced from A by an angle beta, C is displaced from A by an angle alpha plus beta. So it means that the phase difference between A and B is beta and B and C is alpha. This is the phase difference, but between A and C the phase difference is alpha plus beta. Okay, so but it does not give any indication as to which EMF reaches its maximum value first. This deficiency is supplied by using the term lag and lead. Okay, so see, a leading alternating quantity, you can understand by using this graph. Okay, so a leading quantity, alternating quantity is one which reaches its maximum of zero value or zero value earlier as compared to the other quantity. Okay, so similarly a lagging alternating quantity is one which reaches its maximum or zero value later than the other quantity, that is the lagging quantity. Okay, so for example, in this case, in this waveform case, B reaches its maximum after A, that means lately it will reach lately. Okay, after A, B reaches its maximum or zero, that means B is lagging. B lags A by an angle beta. Similarly, C also lags A by an angle alpha plus beta because they reach their maximum value later. Okay, A's maximum point is this one, B's maximum point is this one, C's maximum point is this one. So B and C's maximum points are later than A. Okay, so similarly check in this waveform. See, for the above, for the waveform of the A, induced EMF equation EA is equal to EM sin omega t. We will take it as a reference quantity. Okay. Then EB is the lagging by an angle beta. So EM sin omega t minus beta. For lagging, negative sign is here. Okay. Similarly, EC is equal to EM sin omega t minus alpha plus beta. Clear? See here. This is one waveform B. This is another waveform A. See, if EA is equal to EM sin omega t, here EBC, maximum level of EB is earlier than maximum level of A. That means here B is leading. That's why EB is equal to EM sin omega t plus phi. Okay, here difference is phi. Okay, so which is written here. See, B leads A by an angle phi. So the equation, if the reference quantity is EA is equal to EM sin omega t, then EB is equal to EM sin omega t plus phi. Okay, plus phi. Then plus sign is used for the connection with the phase difference, denotes lead, and whereas minus sign denotes the lag. Okay, plus sign for leading quantity, minus sign for lagging quantity. This is your phase difference. Okay. So the next one is the root mean square or RMS value. What is this RMS value? The RMS value of an alternating quantity is given by that a steady or DC current which when flowing through a given circuit for a given time period produces the same heat as produced by alternating current when flowing through the same circuit for the same time. Okay, it is also known as the effective or virtual value of the alternating current. Okay, see, when a DC current flowing through this circuit for a given time, it produces some amount of heat. Okay, so when an alternating current flowing through the same circuit, these two are same circuit, then here also this produces some heating, some heat at that same time. So the heat produced here and the heat produced here for the same time is remain same. Okay, so this is the effective or virtual value. So the for RMS value of symmetrical sinusoidal alternating current is computed by two methods, mid-ordinate method and analytical method and mid-ordinate method. So we will discuss one by one. So see, this is the mid-ordinate method. In the mid-ordinate method, this waveform represents a non-sinusoidal and this is a sinusoidal waveform, but they both are symmetrical. Symmetrical means whatever it has, whatever amplitude, whatever the time period it has in the positive half cycle, the same thing it has in the negative half cycle. Okay, so that's why it is symmetrical, and this is non-sinusoidal and it is sinusoidal. Okay, so see, here only one half cycle is shown. So divide time base t into n equal intervals. So here this is the t, so it is divided into n intervals. So one interval is t by n second, so t by n second. So let the average value of the instantaneous current during these intervals be respectively I1, I2, I3, In. That means in this first duration it is I1, in the second, in this duration it is I2, in this duration the average value of current is I3. So like this up to In. Okay, so suppose this alternating current is passed through a circuit of resistance R ohm. Okay, so then so this is the final formula. Just no need of these things, you just remember this. Root mean square. Okay, root mean square means we have to calculate mean of the squares first and then we have to put square root. So see here, I square is equal to I1 square plus I2 square plus plus up to In square by n. So this is the mean of the squares and then we have to put square root. So I is equal to square root of I1 square plus I2 square plus up to In square divided by n. So root mean square means square root of mean of the square of the instantaneous currents. So similarly for RMS value for instantaneous voltage is given by square root of V1 square plus V2 square plus up to Vn square divided by n. So this is found by mid-ordinate method. This is the final expression for the root mean square value of alternating current and alternating voltage. Then next come to analytical method. In the analytical method, see, the standard form of a sinusoidal alternating current is I is equal to Im sin omega t or Im sin theta. So the mean of the squares of the instantaneous value of the current over one complete cycle. See, one complete cycle, if I draw sinusoidal waveform, this is a positive half cycle, this is a negative half cycle. So this is pi, this is 2 pi. So one complete cycle is from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so this is one cycle. Okay, so see, the mean of the square of the instantaneous value of current over one complete cycle is given by, this is the expression, integration 0 to 2 pi, see, 0 to 2 pi, I square theta, I is the instantaneous value, I square d theta divided by 2 pi minus 0. So the square root of this value is, we have to put out square root of 0 to 2 pi, I square d theta by 2 pi. So if we solve this expression, see, the RMS value of the alternating current is I is equal to root over of 0 to 2 pi integration of 0 to 2 pi I square d theta by 2 pi. Here I is the Im sin omega t or Im sin theta, we have to put Im sin theta. So square is there, so Im square by 2 pi is here constant value, so I have to keep it outside the integration, so Im square by 2 pi is outside. So then 0 to 2 pi, then sin square theta d theta. So for sin square theta, we can put 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. Okay, so here 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 is 2 into 2, 4 pi. So Im square by 4 pi integration 0 to 2 pi, 1 minus cos 2 theta d theta whole, in whole we have to put square root, then this is converted into Im square by pi, and this is the solving of this expression as trigonometric expressions. Okay, so then the final expression is root over of Im square by 4 into 2, that is Im, this is here equal to symbol is there, this is Im square by 2, so I is equal to Im by root 2 or 0.707 Im. This is the final expression for RMS value of current. Okay, so RMS value of current is equal to 0.707 into maximum value of current. Im is the maximum value. This is for symmetrical sinusoidal current. Okay, so then RMS value of alternating current is considerably important, because ammeter and voltmeter record the RMS value of the alternating current and voltage respectively. Ammeter is the instrument which measure current, voltmeter is the instrument which measure voltage. Okay, so the average heating effect produced during one cycle is I square R. This is the heat or power loss expression. So in I, if I put RMS value, Im by root 2 square into R, then Im square by 2 into R. This is our average heating effect for during one cycle. So see, then the next is the so now you completely understood about the RMS value of a complex current is wave is equal to the square root of the sum of the squares of the RMS value of its individual component. This is your RMS value definition. Then next is the average value. So average value Ia of an alternating quantity current is expressed by that steady current which transfers across any circuit the same charge as it transferred by that alternating current during the same time. Okay, so average value of an alternating current is expressed by that a steady current which transfers across any circuit the same charge as is transferred by that alternating current during the same time. Okay, so see, average value is also again computed by two method, mid-ordinate method, analytical method. Okay, so see here, in case of unsymmetrical alternating current like half wave rectified current, the average value must always be taken over the whole cycle, because here it is unsymmetrical, because in positive half cycle whatever it has in the negative half cycle it never has the same thing, same Okay, so in the both half cycle it has different value. Okay, that's why in case of unsymmetrical quantity current, alternating current, we have to take over the whole cycle. But in case of symmetrical, average should be calculated for only one cycle, because in positive half cycle, negative half cycle, the value is same, but in reverse direction. So when we calculate average, it's showing zero value. So see, in mid-ordinate method, I average is equal to I1 plus I2 plus In by n. This is for only a one half cycle. So this method may be used for sinusoidal and non-sinusoidal wave. In both case it is convenient. Okay, for analytical method, see, this is for mid-ordinate method expression, average current expression for mid-ordinate method, and this is the average current for analytical method. See here, standard equation is I is equal to Im sin theta, then I average is equal to average should be calculated for symmetrical case 0 to pi. It is taken for only one half cycle. So 0 to pi I d theta by pi minus 0 from this to this. So Im by pi sin theta d theta integration 0 to pi. So it's if we solve this expression, you just go through these expressions. These are all you have studied in mathematics. Okay, so the final expression is Im by pi by 2. So that means twice of the maximum current divided pi. This is the final expression for average current. So I average is equal to Im by pi by 2, or I can write 0.637 into Im. So average current, average value of current is equal to 0.637 into maximum value. So that means RMS value is always greater than average value. Okay, except in the case of rectangular wave when both are equal. Okay, so the next term is the form factor. Form factor is defined as the ratio of RMS value to the average value. That means 0.707 Im divided by 0.637 Im, that is equal to 1.1. This is the form factor. In case of sinusoidal alternating voltage also, this is Kf is equal to 0.707 Em divided by 0.637 Em is equal to 1.1. This is form factor. Then the crest or peak or amplitude factor. So it is defined as the ratio of maximum value to RMS value. So maximum value is Im, RMS value is Im by root 2. The final answer is root 2, that is 1.414. So amplitude factor is 1.414 for AC only. Similarly, sinusoidal for sinusoidal alternating voltage, amplitude factor Ka is equal to Em by root 2, that is equal to 1.414. This is your amplitude factor or crest factor or peak factor. And for related to these RMS value, average value, form factor, amplitude factor, we will solve some small numericals in the next class. Okay, thank you.